Thank you, Mr. Ali. Um, I think we have only around 12 minutes and we have lots of questions. So we're gonna have 3 or 4 questions till the time permits. But if we don't answer your question, you can take the business card of the speaker and email your question to them. And besides, you can visit our booth here and take an idea about the Ministry of Education, the opportunities, and the strategy, the details of the strategy. Now, to start the first question, if you allow me, my question was because I was listening to Ali and I was impressed by the initiatives and the student and what they achieved. Dr. Ali Al-Hakami, this question is yours. Now, how can we make synergy between the strategy of Tatweer and the initiatives and programs of entrepreneurs?
I think there is complete synergy between the two. And one of the main programs in the strategy is to build entrepreneurship and life skills and social skills in the student. So a national program will be launched soon with ideas and programs like what Mr. Ali has presented. So it's core program in our strategy.
Good, very good. Dr. Ghaith, this question is yours. Will the development plan cover a private school or only government school on?
The development plan, what you mean?
I think, I don't know who asked this question. Is that you? The ninth plan? You're talking about the ninth plan? Or yes, the ninth plan.
This question directed to me?
Yes, your name is there.
If I understand you right, because we are now, as I said, a company that will be establishing entities to cultivate and take advantage of the Ministry of Education's strategies. One of the Ministry's education strategies is to increase the participation of the private sector in offering education to the K-12. Here, the opportunities that the company is exploring, one is the establishment of a school management company in participation with the private sector, Saudi and international. As it might have been known, is the educational or the private education schools or a business area is very fragmented. There are a lot of small schools, small players, and there is a need for larger players with much more, abilities and strength to enter into the market and offer an alternative that the government can then support and help it to attract a larger number of students. Okay.
That's enough. By the way, if one of the speakers has any input to the same questions, it's okay.
I just want to add that private schools are, targeted by those programs, and also the establishment of a regulatory body for school evaluation and for regulating private education will ensure that all of our private schools in Saudi Arabia, as well as public schools, will work according to the standards set by this body, and so always private school will benefit from those national programs.
Okay. Now the question to Mrs. Nawal Khwaiter. Mrs. Nawal, as a woman leader, how will the King's decision in allowing women participation in the parliament affect the education system?
Okay, this is a very good question. I think the decision of the King Abdullah bin Abdulaziz is one of the most important and historic drivers to change at all levels in Saudi Arabia. And that should push the education system to concentrate and to put more focus on strategy program, building for building leaders for our young generations. I think also the women elected soon for this parliament will be role models for our young female generation, opening new opportunities for them. I think the best words that motivated me this morning were the words of, on this issue, are the words of His Highness Prince Faisal when he said, King Abdullah, in this decision, King Abdullah put the destiny of women in their hands.
That's
And
right.
I think Saudi women will hold on this opportunity and soon be effective in policy making and changing of the future, for
Yes.
sure.
Yes, thank you. I think this is the golden age for all women. Okay. Dr. Ghait, this question is yours. How do U.S. education K-12 management companies get involved in the education reform process in the kingdom? Yes, the U.S. education. How can they be involved?
Yeah, yes. Well, again, because there are two issues here. One is the issue of meeting needs through expansion and bringing equality into the country. And the second is actually indigenizing and localizing the know-how and the partnerships. I think the US companies that want to partner with either local partners or even with Tatweer Holding or with Tatweer Holding and others will find that there are opportunities where they can come and let's say open schools taking advantage of that push to expand the role of the private sector in public education.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Dr. Ali Al-Hakami, again, question is yours. Regarding the early childhood program, what early childhood specific goals and initiatives have been set for 2012 to 2013?
Okay, early childhood education in Saudi Arabia is receiving great attention. Two tracks. We are working on two tracks. The first is to establish as much schools as many schools as we can throughout the nation. As Prince Faisal this morning indicated, we are establishing 2.4 kindergarten every day, which is by the end of this year, school year, I mean, we will have almost 1,000 new K-12. Last year, we established more kindergarten in the kingdom than what we have established before that. So that shows the focus of the expansion. So this is the first track, to institute as many as we can, as soon as we can. The second is on quality, where we are working now with Tatweer Holding Company in a major project to develop a new curriculum for preschool and to train all of our teaching force across the kingdom, and to put standards, develop standards and to develop assessment tools for our young students. So these two programs work together in, to produce better early childhood education. Not only that, but we are also working on elementary school, especially the first 3 grades, to improve it and to make sure that the entrance of the students, their early education is a motivator for them for the future and inspire them to excel.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Ali Al-Uthaim, what do you expect from the Ministry of Education to support your programs?
Well, I was really amazed to hear that the ministry have allocated the Innovation Fund and Research and Development Fund. We really want to implement some sort of a venture capital for these young students. We want the concept of selling lemonade in US schools to be implemented in Saudi Arabia, not be because up till now it's not a welcomed practice or behavior to be implemented in school or to be implemented in social places or social gatherings. So I would like the ministry to focus more on empowering or spreading entrepreneurship spirit or concept throughout the K-12 journey, because it's going to be very difficult to teach that in higher education. It has to be something that people experience it from the K-12 period or area.
Okay,
Thank you.
Thank you. Mrs. Nawal Khwaitar, I think this is the last question. I think it's my question, by the way. Now, I'm really impressed by your presentation. And while you were reading your presentation, you were talking about leadership, especially women leadership. Now, what's the impact of a women leadership in the education system nowadays?
Okay, I think first of all, promoting women to leadership positions in the ministry will increase the confidence for women and their capabilities. It will also gain attention. It will help to gain attention on issues that will be more tackled by women in their key issues, key societal issues, like, for instance, if I take the expanding of the early childhood education, which is very close to the heart of King Abdullah bin Abdulaziz. It was led totally by Her Excellency, the Vice Minister of Girls Education, Mrs. Noura Al-Faiz. I think also it increases promoting women to positions in the ministry. It will also increase the participation of women in regional and international events. Today, our presence, I think, and you are as a moderator, is a good example. Furthermore, building a knowledge society, like as His Excellency Vice Minister Dr. Khalid Al-Sabti stated this morning, requires the intelligence and energy of both men and women. And I think we're doing just that. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Well, that was like a Saudi journey, starting from strategy to implementing strategy to empowering women, then the youth. I hope this panel had opened opportunities for you, investment, partnership, and we look forward to achieve our goals between the two nations, the Kingdom and the USA. Thank you very much. Thank you, Dr. Ali. Thank you, Dr. Ghaith, Mrs. Nawal, and Stadar. Thank you.